Joining us here today is Adam Haukap from the East Sac Raiders. And Adam, first of all, congratulations. A very special honor for you as you're getting ready to go to in July. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the honor and tell us kind of what you're going to be able to be doing.
Well, I'm going to the Down Under Sports Bowl in Australia this summer, and I'm being able to play with players from the state of Iowa and just throughout the U.S. itself. And by doing that, it's intertwining the international football leagues, per se, and just working with other athletes from different cultures. And by doing it, we're spending 7 days there playing against teams from the U.S. plus teams from Australia and also New Zealand and whatnot.
How did you find out about this, or how did you become involved? Did they contact you, and did they tell you why you were one of the guys that they selected to go from the state of Iowa?
I actually got a letter sitting just randomly one day during school that says I was accepted to be on this team, or able to play for Down Under Sports for the state of Iowa.
Did you realize what it was at that time, or did you have to do a little research?
I probably spent that whole class period in intro just like working or figuring out what it was, kind of what's intertwined with it all.
Did you realize right away then that it was legit, or did you talk to your coaching staff or family and kind of say, is this something that I really want to do, or is this something that I can do?
At first I thought it was kind of sketchy, or not quite legit enough for a high school senior just to go off to another country to play football. But as I looked through their websites more and through former videos of playing in Australia with the Iowa teams and Missouri teams and whatnot, I decided that it was pretty legit and it'd be a cool thing for me to go to.
Now, how many kids from Iowa were selected, do you know?
35 kids from the state of Iowa were selected to go, and there's about 2 of us on the team as of right now.
Do you know what the selection process was? Did they ever tell you about that?
They said a main part of the selection process was just making the all-state teams this year for football itself. So
a lot of it has to do with the quality of season that you had. Talk a little bit about the season. I know overall for a team it was a little bit tough, but talk about how you felt like the season maybe went for you.
Personally, I felt the season went quite well. I felt my technique was up to snuff with everything I needed, and I felt that me and the other seniors on our team performed as we needed to. But there's just those nooks and crannies that everything slipped right through, it seemed like, for us.
Adam, how are you keeping in condition and getting yourself ready to go? I mean, this isn't a group that's going to be able to practice probably before you guys get down to Australia.
Right now I'm spending 3 days a week running, just keeping up my stamina and conditioning, and I'm trying to keep up weightlifting as much as I can to keep my physical athletics up.
Now, did they send you any kind of a workout, or just things that you're doing on your own?
They didn't really send me a workout, so I've gotten a couple other workouts from college teams throughout the area and just kind of went off bits and pieces of what they've done.
Now, probably the side story to this, too, is all the other preparations that it takes to be able to make this trip. What are all the things you're having to do just to be able to go on this trip?
The biggest thing to go on this trip is raising the $5,100 so that pays for the plane tickets and everything to go and enjoy the trip and play with the team. The other thing is getting preparations for all the gear that we need to have, helmet, shoulder pads, cleats and gloves and whatnot.
So do you have to purchase all your own equipment, or will they supply you things?
Equipment-wise, we just wear our high school equipment. Shoulder pads or high school helmets, so it shows the diversity throughout the team and where the different players have come from.
Now, you said 2 kids from Iowa right now have signed up to go. Where are the other kids going to be coming from? Do you know who's going to be on your team?
It's me for one of them, and then there's a Jake Pike, I believe, from the Sloan area, is the other student or other athlete playing.
And do you know where the rest of the team that you're going to be playing on there down there from, or will they put the teams together when you guys get to Australia?
They sent me a roster last week with a preference of what the players were going to be as of right now. And it was through, I want to say, 6 different states as of right now for the team. What
are some of the different states that you're going to be playing with guys that are where they're from?
A couple of them are Nebraska, Missouri, Minnesota, and just a lot of the Midwest states.
Now you're going to be flying out of Omaha first part of July, right before the 4th of July. Kind of take us through what the trip all entails.
Well, it all starts out with my flight from Omaha. We arrive in LAX airport. We'll fly from LAX to Australia. We'll spend 6 days on the area of the Gold Coast. The final day there, after playing our games and whatnot, we'll visit Sydney, Australia, look at the scenery. In between all that, we're able to go scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef and whatnot. And then from there, we fly over to Hawaii for the kids that have chosen that portion of it. Spend 3 days there just trying to relax and have a good time with the players that we've played with that whole week. And then it's just the same trip back pretty much to LA, from Hawaii to LAX, and then LAX back to Omaha.
How many games will you play over there?
If I'm correct, we play 3 games over there total, and then the rest of the time we're pretty much practicing.
And it sounds like the games aren't in the same location, so it'll give you an opportunity to be able to see different areas of the country besides just some of the sightseeing that you may be able to do?
I'm not 100% sure on how that's all set up, but I'm pretty sure they have us on different fields, different areas. For example, they have us playing in Sydney, I think, for our final game, but that whole week before that we're able to practice on the beach and just in the public to let them see what we're doing.
Have you looked at Australia and kind of looked at any areas that you know you're going to be at and said, these are some things if I get some free time that I want to go visit yet?
I haven't had enough time, it seems like, to be able to do that without trying to get the money raised and schooling and whatnot.
So what have you all done for fundraisers, and what are some things that you're looking to do between now and the time that you leave to be able to raise the rest of the money needed?
Well, today we had my spaghetti dinner, which was the big part of my fundraiser. I've been taking free will donations from people. My cousin is selling Osborne cards for me from Osborne Books. And then I'm also selling the t-shirt that I'm wearing. And with that, the money is all going towards my trip fund to keep it up and going.
With the t-shirts that I just kind of backed up so everybody could look at if they would want to purchase one or want to just donate free will to your trip, how do they go about doing that?
If they'd like to purchase one, they could send the check to either me, or they could get a hold of my brother Tom, and so he could give it to me. I'd need their names, shirt size, and if they'd like it in gray or black. And then with that, I'm going to send an order form probably in the next 2-3 weeks so I can get them shipped here. They're coming from Idaho, if I'm correct. And with that, it's just, I'm not sure how long it'll take for the shirts to get here. Otherwise, they could contact me at ahaukap@gmail.com, and we can try to set up something through there.
All right, go ahead and give us that email address again.
ahaukap@gmail.com, ahaukap@gmail.com.
All right. You also mentioned getting to stop in Hawaii. Did you sign up for that part of the trip, and what are you looking forward to with that part of the trip?
I did sign up for that part, and then I'm just mainly looking forward to is getting to know the guys that I played that whole week with just a little bit better. Get to know what the personalities are and how we're all alike or different from the areas that we come from.
What's the biggest part of the overall trip, including the trip into the part of Australia, that you're looking forward to?
The biggest part of the trip, I think, is the flight from LAX to Australia, just to see everything that can be shown through travel.
How surprised have you been as you're kind of going through this process and learning a little bit more about it that you were chosen? I mean, you said you'd never heard of this. I had never heard of this and stuff. So this is really a unique honor for you.
It's one of those things that I'd never expected, and it's hard to believe that it's actually here and I'm able to go on it.
Adam, I know you had mentioned here being able to go to college as well. Where are you planning on going to college? Because I think football is going to be a part of that future, correct?
I'd like it to be a part of that future. I plan on going up to Iowa Central Community College this next fall and hopefully playing with the Tritons.
Have you looked at any other four-year schools after the 2 years are up that you might want to go to, or are you just going to kind of play the 2 years and see maybe where you can draw some interest?
I've looked at a couple schools. The main one that I've looked at so far is transferring over to Morningside College in Sioux City. So,
Adam, what are you looking to study at school?
I'm looking to study athletic training and medicine so I could just keep active with the athletes from our area and just athletics, period.
Now back to the trip again. One last question for you. Is there a place where people can go that you're aware of as of right now that if they wanted to kind of follow how this trip's going, how the games are going, or be able to watch or listen to them, do you know if there's a website or an address they can check into?
I'm not 100% sure on that quite yet, but I'm pretty sure downundersports.com might have something that they could go to so they could see kind of what's going on overseas.
Well, I tell you what, Adam, I appreciate you joining us here today. Congratulations on an outstanding honor. Best of luck and have fun on the trip.
Thanks, Joe.